Alright, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. Let me transition. So, yeah, this is going to be more a chill stream, but, yeah, that's me, and then this is what I've been doing, this is what I did during the weekend. So, but then here is the, so again, I'm making 2 save files to do what I plan to do on my channel, but until I get everything sorted out, yeah, I'm still need to do unlocks, basically. Unlocks is the base minimum for what I want to do, so, yeah, on top of that, I need to do a thing, whoa, no! What's going on? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Alright, so let me do this on the side here. So that might have clued some people in as to what I may be doing, but it's fine, because I want to make sure that everything works the way that it's supposed to, because if it doesn't, I get really, really, really sad. So, again, I'm just doing some things in the background. No need to worry. Otherwise, let me make sure everything's okay, because it's not okay when it all breaks down. Yeah, here we go. I mean, not that... This one is just going to be me sitting here at B. I think I already did it. Well, if I don't remember... Actually, isn't there a way to check? Yeah. There's a really, really soft method of checking. Not that it even helps me. Because, yeah, this doesn't say anything about everything that I've done. I might as well explore these a little bit. Yeah, nothing much here. And then on the other save file, I actually drew a bunch of stuff, but here it's still these 3, so, I mean, technically only 2, but that's not a point of pride for me, so, yeah, let's see here. What was I training again? What was I training exactly? Intelligence, skill, well, really everything, but as long as I am not in prime phase, well, I think we're doing prime phase, but let's just get into it. I have the money, I have the power. Until I don't have the power anymore, then I just get sad. So, just unlocking stuff. Just unlocking stuff. Well, theoretically, this stream is going to take me the length of time for this monster to die at minimum, but if I do get another one, it will probably depend on what I get. If I get a worm, go for Beacon. If I get a hopper, I go for that, but in any case, again, it's going to be a chill stream, so nothing too difficult, just maybe a lot of pain as I try to multitask things on the side. Maybe some freeze and unfreezing because my money's running out, but yeah, we'll see. That said, where am I going here? I think I still have some left. I don't even know why I needed to check. On top of my house/barn not even being fully upgraded. My barn? My house. My house for sure. Yeah, house. So, let's get that done. While I also do this. Not to title, please. Alright. I don't know why I'm shooting, but I think I'm just gonna shoot anyway. Yeah, that's right, because I still needed to try and grind a few tournaments here and there, at least for this Mochi's own lifespan. As for everything else, I think, yeah, after these next few, or what I planned, quote-unquote, to unlock, everything will be kind of off-stream, and my streams will really be only for when I have prepared everything I want to prepare. Theoretically. Again, I'll have to see, because, yeah, I've lost a lot of time off hard mode, which I still want to do, but DX is the other entree in this, little feast that I'm preparing. And it's not even something big, it's really just, yeah, a few small things here and there that I'm starting to build up on, among other things. Because on this channel, it's going to be World of Horror, Monster Rancher 2, mainly, and every weekend maybe something different, depending. Obviously, I play other games off-stream and off-recording, just to kind of, you know, get a fresh mind, especially as it relates to my channel, but again, game development and other stuff also take the forefront of what I'm doing for the most part. But, ow, my throat. So you didn't want me streaming this 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, I was in pain that I brought upon myself of my own doing. It wasn't anything serious. It was just, yeah, I don't know why I did what I did. So, yeah, all things considered, I mean, it was important in terms of, like, living, because I was eating something, except I shouldn't have eaten what I ate specifically, because that will, it's not going to be good. So, I mean, it's not that it's not unhealthy, but I probably should have avoided it. So, we'll see. So, we will see. That will not happen nothing bad should happen during the stream, but hours from now when I'm still working after the stream and whatnot, because I still need to, I'm sitting on like 10 plus gigs, or I'm sitting on both the long stream of my first DX stream that I did a few days back upon this game's release, but I'm also sitting on like 4 different hard mode playthroughs that I just want to upload the whole thing, even though they're not like, there's nothing special. There's no, I didn't record my mic. I didn't have my mic plugged up for like 99% of it, because I was just, again, it was more just for proof that I did the training for myself at least. And then, yeah. And if you saw the resulting monsters that I used, well, then you know. So it's basically all 4 of those monsters, me training all 4 of those monsters, like, on fast forward, because it was on hard mode. So, yeah. Those, I'll throw those up, but they won't be available. They'll probably be like, they won't be available like publicly, basically, because, well, there's not really much reason to put them up. It's just me training them. So, I mean, that's not, and that's not what I plan to be the bulk of my content here. But again, just to kind of show, it's not like I'm scared that, oh, someone thinks I'm cheating. No, it's just because I want the experience to exist somewhere on the internet. So that was my thought process behind recording them. But again, that means I have like 20 plus gigs of footage that I'm sitting on. So, and it's not like I'm doing anything fancy with them. Really, the long excuse me, the long stream is the only thing I am cutting up, and even then, it's probably only going to be like a minute or 2 of content in a video wise. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave the stream as is on my channel. So, yeah, it's there. On top of that, you might be wondering why I'm not doing MR1. It's because MR1 is going, again, that's more the background stuff. You can play it, and you could probably, I mean, I could come up with things to do, but MR2 is the meat of what I want to do. So if I am doing MR1, it'll be like a side mention, because I did want to do something with that, but it might not even be for another month because of how much everything I plan to do. I also didn't use that week of sales, but whoopsie doopsie, it's fine. Again, money is generally inconsequential once you have everything up and have your training regimen and money all stored up and running, but I really should have used it, considering how low I'm getting at the same time. As you see me like falling, as you see the amount of money I have dwindling over time. So I did notice that there have been a lot more. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing, but I've recently been getting more videos among with the other things that like, if we're looking only at, like, you know, video gaming, I've been getting a lot more videos, clips, highlights, compilations of games that I have, like, in my Steam library, but I'm seeing videos about games that I have in my possession, which is kind of spooky. Because I don't know if YouTube is capable of reading from, you know, online places like Epic Store and Steam. It's not that I highly doubt it, but I'm highly aware that that's probably, I mean, not impossible and not as unlikely as it may seem, but it's probably not something that's happening yet, or that has happened yet, basically. Yeah, I've got that right. But yeah, I just thought that was a little spooky coincidence, because, yeah, there are a few games that I have played most of them are games I have played, but some of them are games, like, not even like I'm planning on buying them. They're just, like, on games that I'm following and that I have on my list to buy, or maybe they're in my cart somewhere. on some website. But yeah, those videos about those games have been appearing, so it's like it's kind of spooky because they're like, "You would come buy this game," and I'm like, "No, I'm not ready." I am still cutting it a little tight on my finances, but that's a whole nother topic entirely. I guess on that note, I started talking about it in my World of Horror stream that I did literally like an hour ago, but I can say it here as well. Yeah, most of my time and resources are on game development. So if for some reason I don't upload one day, and for some reason I also don't post on Twitter because again YouTube discussions is blocked out for someone under to people under 500 subscribers at most. Yeah, that's the reason why, because I'm working on developing my game, and yeah, this one is finally the commercial project. A lot of games I made in the past didn't even like I didn't use any of my names on them, and really I only have two: my own personal name, obviously, and or the actual name that I release games under. I don't think it's not. Yeah, there's the things I still need to do on that point, but for the most part, like they were projects I was putting out more to accomplish my own goals or do my own sort of research. But this one that I'm working on is going to be released under the name I'm using at the moment. Again, I don't want to, you know, out myself or like release. But if someone figures it out, I'm not gonna avoid it either, because that's not good to do. But otherwise, yeah, it's been taking a lot of time. It might even take 2 months. I keep saying, but and by 2 months I mean I'll plan to release it like late or late January, mid January at the earliest, late January, probably even February, depending. Which kind of, you know. That's not outing myself, but I do have to be realistic. I mean, I don't mind sharing things like that, or things like, you know, I'm using a lot of characters, because I said that in my World of Horror stream already, but yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble because some of it is doubts in the middle of my development. In the middle of development. Design, I've already kind of figured out what I want to do, in terms of like, okay, this is the start of the game, this is how the intro plays, this is the gameplay loop, or the gameplay, the interaction the player uses here for the most of the game, things of that nature, like I've already decided on. But in terms of what I, small details here and there that I want to add in, as it relates to plot, characters, and some of it gameplay, because they're all, in this game, they're all interlinked, I'm kind of pulling back from, and I'm like, no, that doesn't work. Prime time for the Mochini here. Yeah, but some of it I just know doesn't work. Some of it I have to test out, and which takes a lot longer because I'm the only one testing my game at the moment. And some of it I'm like, all right, actually I can revise or improve on this in another area, so I have to go back to those areas, improve on what I had, and then test it again just in case I messed up somewhere. And that's the development cycle that I'm in right now. It's adding things in and then making sure they work. If I reach a point at which I find out that my design, you know, has some holes, then I have to come up with something to kind of fill in the gap and make the game complete in that area. Again, I'm using a lot of pronouns here, but that's because I want to stay anonymous on this, so I am. That said, yeah, my progress has been slowed by a lot of things that I've been working with lately. I just finished doing something personally that I now have to take care of. There are things I'm looking for in the near future that may or may not take away time from development, because I am of the opinion where I don't believe that crunch is a good thing. But if I don't have a lot of time, or if I don't have a lot of time, or something happens where I need to do more in a shorter amount of time because I'm forced to by circumstances, then I may have to cut corners here and there because I literally will not have the time to release in the schedule I put out for myself, and the schedule that I put out for myself is really strict, and I need to make sure that I stick to it, because otherwise it messes up a whole bunch of things that I have planned, other projects that I'm working on, other things that I'm doing in life. So it's a whole thing that I need to do. and I have to make sure that things line up. Of course, part of this is on me too. That's why I was really bummed out about the last few days, because I was unable to do all of the things I wanted to do, not because of anyone else or myself. It was just because things happened in a way that did not work out for me. It was more unfortunate. Like it was random things that happened, and I was like, well, that sucks. So, but I have to deal with it, and I have to deal with it. So, yeah. And of course, obviously, writing or working on videos for my channel, or working on streams for my channel, coming up with things I want to do in terms of content, coming up with stories I want to write that would appeal to the people I'm writing to on that side of my work, does bite into time. They do bite into spending time on each project, so they do interfere with my game development sometimes. But again, for the most part, I have this all worked out. It all does work out for me, but I'm only still, getting the bare minimum in return. The rewards are still not as high as they even should be on average, but that's because for the past few years or so, having to make smaller projects, work on smaller projects, I guess, or smaller works that are that will sustain me for the short term were needed, because otherwise I would not be able to have survived for the short term. So, but now I have a bit more leeway. I have a bit more resources at my disposal, but that doesn't mean I can slack off at any point. At no point in the past several years have I been at a point where it's like, okay, yeah, I can now take a break for a few months. No, it's still, ooh, I did not use my nuts oil, did I? Well, did I save it at least? I did, so yeah. But yeah, thankfully, what I'm doing right now I can treat more as a career and not as a job that I have to worry about, like, being strictly, because obviously I am my own boss. So yeah, so I can make the smaller adjustments during my life, as long as it's not an obligation. Because if it was, like I said, if it like a job, like how a job, yeah, you're earning money, and probably it would be better for me in the only aspect that is, well, stability. But other than that, yeah, working as I am right now is providing me every other benefit aside from, oops, there's a worldwide blackout and the internet dies for the next century. Like, unless that happens, I am in a much better spot as I am right now, building back to what I was, I think, like 5 years ago. 5 years ago I had something good, but it wasn't stable, because I needed to work a bit longer. I want to say like a year or so, based on what I was doing. But things happened, and yeah, I could not build up to that stable point, so I lost everything pretty much. I lost my, I used to have monetization on YouTube, didn't have that anymore. I was working on a project with someone, and we were going to start on another one. Couldn't do that anymore because I couldn't keep in contact with them for a few weeks. I was writing, and I was getting crowdfunded as a writer. Couldn't keep that up anymore because that required me to write pretty much without outing myself. I had to write about 4,000 words per day, and it didn't need to be refined, but for 2,000 to 4,000, I want to say in that range, which was what I was capable of doing, but I could not do that anymore at the time when that was relevant, so I couldn't do it anymore. And yeah, I lost all three of those things, and if I still had those things, I would be in a much better spot today than I am now. But what can I do? Things happen in life, so I just start over again. I'll keep swinging. That's the best thing I can do, and it's what I keep planning to do. But yeah, it's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Things happen in life, and you take care of it. So yeah, and 4,000 words is a lot, but again, they didn't need to be tight at all. Literally, didn't require any revision. I'll just say they just wanted me to write 3,000, 4,000 words, 2,000 minimum, but I promised 4,000, which is what I could do, and I put it out, and I could refine it, but it happened during the weekend. That was more my schedule. Again, without saying too much about it, because it's not like I'm under an NDA, but it's what the job was. It's what I had. So that required me to be providing things daily, every single weekday. And as long as I did it, I got paid on a bi-weekly basis. So, I mean, it was kind of like a job, but it was working towards my career and on the writing half of me. And that was what it was, and I lost it. For YouTube, I used to have monetization, but because I wasn't able to put out as many videos as I could now, basically, I lost that, and now I have to build up to 1,000 subscribers, which is what I didn't need before. But I had monetization. I went through the process. I was accepted, and I lost it because, you know, you still gotta put out videos in not even like, you could probably even do one per month, but things happened. So I lost monetization, which really sucked. Yeah, then on the game development side, I was working, again, if I were to get into a little more detail, I was working with someone doing my own thing. We had something accomplished, but then things happened, so I had to tell them that, you know, find other places, because I'm not going to be able to, you know, work on this. I'm not going to be able to have you work on this, so go find your own work. And they said okay, and I said okay, and we left things at that. That's what happened, and yeah, well, I just get back into it. I could contact them again, but I think they're in the person that I'm talking about is in a better place now than they were 5 years ago. So take that as you will. But yeah, it's unfortunate. And it's not like I needed them or they needed me to, like, you know, be successful. No, we were both already had our things going. It's just that we had a bigger thing going once we had done the first initial thing together, and it looked promising, and I ended up not being able to do the thing. So, I mean, I literally also gave them permission to do the thing that we were planning to do. I don't know if they ever did it. I didn't look back into them. All I know is that they're doing well now, and if they want to do it, it's how it is. If for some reason that person is listening, I'm still open to the idea, but yeah, if you have your own thing, do your own thing. Like, again, they were in a pretty good spot, so I don't see why they would take the risk taking me on with them in future endeavors. So, again, I'm not putting myself down. I'm not saying, oh, they're above me, and so they're just in a better spot. So I'll do my own thing, developing my own games specifically, and they'll do their own thing, working in what they do best. So yeah. As for this game, though, I want to see what happens. Again, I don't want to tie this channel's success to my identity as a game dev. I want to keep those separate for the most part for now. But if I do end up doing RPG Maker stuff on this channel, I'll keep it to this channel as well. Again, that's no secret. I've already kind of exposed that already, and it's not like it exposes me any more than if I didn't say so. So should I have? I should have actually did the Pure Gold tournament, but it's too late now, so yeah. Yeah, so on this channel, I was thinking about it, but again, that'd be a whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that this week, because this week I more plan to make that Abaddon video that I pretty much promised that person. I know that person might not consider it a promise to that I don't want them to feel like they're forcing me to do anything. I'm just saying that I decided to do it on myself. However, that does mean that I will have to play Abaddon again, because I don't want to half-ass it. At the same time, I'm not going to pretend like I'm someone who knows how to look into things, look into lore, look into, get into the stories and stuff, because that's relevant to the question at hand. But I do want to make sure that I'm not, making more mistakes than I could have if I hadn't played through the game again. Which will take about, to me, Abaddon takes about like 32 minutes to an hour to complete. But and I can complete it in that time and be okay in terms of looking through the lore, because I can just record it and then look back at the lore later while I rush through the game. So, and then I can go on and basically work on the actual video while fact checking myself by going through that run through. Because pretty much Abaddon's pretty straightforward. The only thing that makes it a little bit more difficult is if I had not, or that would make it difficult, is if I did not level up Rikana, because Rikana is needed to kind of get into the lore of the game. Much more easier than it would be if I did not bring Rikana. For those who don't know, in Abaddon, you have a character named Rikana. She allows you to easily read everything that would require other items. So, take for example, I don't know if maybe I can't think of a Resident Evil example on the top of my head, but basically it's along the same lines of needing needing an ink to save at a typewriter. Rikana's like that, where she has an item that just allows you to read things. So imagine if, Itchy Tasty, if that document required you to have, have another document to read properly, then Rikana is that. Where if you didn't bring Rikana in Abaddon, you would need to pick up things called pages to read these things, and there are 3 of them, whereas Rikana only needs the one item to read everything. So yeah, so that I would just need to make sure I bring Rikana, but that's not so hard. On top of everything else, it's for better or worse, the characters that you bring to bring with you in the game only really affect like gameplay parts. They don't affect lore parts as much. It's not like playing with Mia as your main partner will really change like your perspective and understanding the plot, I guess to say. Maybe it does a few things, but it's not to the degree that it answers, lore-based questions. It's more okay, well, this is what the connection between this character and Homura is. So again, if you're looking at the main lore of it, some of it might help you speculate, like, Mia was Homura's childhood friend, but like for the most part, it doesn't help answer more than like 1 or 2 smaller questions, if that makes any sense. Which is also something I take into consideration when I'm making my own game. Like, how do these characters how intricately tied are the characters I'm making to the actual plot? And for better or worse, you can make them separate, but I more would want to keep them not closely tied, but they can more to allow them to be closely tied. I really, really hate, pushing things like main ships or canon storylines, but for the purpose of having like a story, at least a story in general, I usually do I want to do this? I think because my fairy has time, so I'm gonna do some unfreezing. So the stream will take as long as it takes for basically this mochi to near the end of its life, because I'm probably gonna want to unfreeze it to do other stuff. But basically what I'm doing to this pixie here. But yeah. So, but yeah, in my own story, I usually, if I make golden endings or something like that, I allow the player to, what's the exact word that I could use? I allow the player to keep the ship that they have in mind, basically, if we're using anime, manga, light novel terms. I really hate forcing a main pairing onto people. I understand the necessity of it, but it's not something I enjoy doing. I should have saved it, actually, but it's too late now. Well, it's fine. If nothing else, I have an autosave. But yeah, also, yeah, my life is not great. But this is, again, just in case good things happen. So that's my little philosophy, at least on my own games. Not every game. I don't think every game should try to follow a set philosophy, like, but yeah, for me specifically, I don't like usually making one main character. I like having the player come up with the main character by choosing one, and then allowing them to build the story and the canon story they want. Of course, I do need a playthrough or a story to kind of set the skeleton, but it's not. I mean, we're in the age where multiverses and time travel is a thing. At this point, even if a story doesn't involve it, just let people have their ships, their mind ships. It's what worse could it do? Actually, we know what worse could it do, but compared to how some series have been ending, I think that is. I think allowing players in this case to decide what canon they want is much better than the ambiguous, oh, you don't know. It's like, come on, man, we all know. Which is why I really respected one light novel that ended in the last few years, where it's kind of not, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's said, okay, here's what's happened, here's the main character, here's what happened in the plot. Nothing else is going to know, some people who like, complete golden endings might not like it, but hey, this is where the main character is, this is what they've become, these are their relationships now, this is what it is. Even with all the personal stuff they were dealing with in the background. So, as opposed to a lot of other ones, which is like, what happened? I even respect another certain light novel's ending that ended... Funny enough, it's getting, like I think I've mentioned it before. Oh my goodness, I'm going to need to reset. But it's receiving its manga and anime adaptations now, even though it ended like years ago. But I still like that one's ending more than most endings. Even though I had my own gripes with it, it comparatively to everything else that ended in the same time span, or that ended in the same time span, or ended in general today, it did a lot better, because otherwise you get a bunch of ambiguous, but I understand the reason for it. I mean, if we're looking at it from a business standpoint, leaving it open-ended, I understand. But if it was done artistically, and it's not like specifically, like a Korean thing or a Japanese thing or a Western, American, or it's not tied to a specific geographic culture. It actually does apply to like a lot of things in general. And I don't know if that has to do with maybe because everything is owned under like a big umbrella or something of the sort, but oof. Well, we'll say this, when even fan fiction does better than at making, and of course I'll go into that in a moment, but if even fan fiction does better than a lot of stories today, and I know, again, this is ignorant of, I'm not even gonna make it back, am I? Well, I was looking for pure gold, so yeah, we save and load here, but actually I shouldn't even do that. I should have just gotten well, it's too late now. I'll do one more and see how it goes, but yeah, even when it comes to... I forgot what I was saying exactly. Oh yeah, fan fiction, they do better. And I know they're not under the stress of, like, publishing and trying to get things done in a specific schedule, but if we're really looking at it really, like, objectively, like, when things come out and we're relying on prestige or resources to deliver, it is not currently... More than a few missed the mark, and we have seen them miss the mark. So, then this is not limited to like things like TV show adaptations or real live action adaptations and whatnot. This is actually literally just storytelling wise. The ball was dropped. So, yeah, people write fan fictions, people write original fiction. I think there's a lot of original fiction that is not visible at the moment. That actually deserves adaptations, like strict adaptations. It's just that, we're working off the popularity of what came in the last, I want to say, decade. So, and I understand, those are popular in their time, so there's no reason not to, but there's a lot of good stuff now, so, again, though, we'll see in the future. In the future, if we're still in this age of looking into other thing, at this point I should probably just keep at the same mochi. There's no point changing. So it was just I guess if nothing else, it was a thought experiment. So, but yeah, there's a lot of good stories available that you could adapt into anime, manga, even into a light novel from really, really light sources, or video games and whatnot. Heck, you can even, I don't even mind it if someone looks at a story and like, hey, I should do something like that, but in video game format. And because we already have a lot that doesn't work, that have taken that. I mean, if you're looking for at least your first small project, you might as well try something like that and make it very, very small. That way there's no risk. You didn't dedicate too many resources to it, and that's what I base at least a lot of my video game the video games that I make. That's what I base them on. It's based on the very, very small projects I've done that were met with success on the level that I was looking for. So, but if we're looking at other things like, well, my content here is its content here. This is more just me on my own. But, ooh, I was supposed to. Well, it's too late. But yeah, if it's on writing, it follows the same line of thought that I take for making games or game development. It's what looks cool. What looks cool to do. Not exactly trying to copy something, but what looks cool to do and or what might be successful based on the current market we have, and we'll try it. And part of that is looking at, well, what's the current supply of what we have right now? If we're to talk about video games, to be like, okay, what's the health of roguelikes? What's the health of card type games? That seems to be popular a lot. There's a lot of Battle Royale here and there, a lot of Among Us clones, you know. But what about other genres that have not been explored into? Why are they not working? Is it because the ones that are out right now are not as good? Maybe I should try working on something like that, but we'll see how much of an audience it draws. Maybe there's some genres that have been really starved out and in need of attention, which I think there are a few genres that are currently being underrepresented that do have representation that, you know, for all intents and purposes should be drawing more people playing and or buying the game, but they just haven't gotten the visibility or the advertisement. So in a way, though, that's good, because if you're coming up with a game that you want to be successful, there's another avenue for you. The market is still available. There's just not enough. Oddly enough, there's not enough visibility, so there might not be as much demand, but the supply has not run out, I guess, among other things. And that's part of what I did for my current game. If we're talking about writing, on the other hand, I think on the topic of writing, there's just a lot of I guess if we were to use a metaphor, which I usually don't like using in this way, but there are a lot of spotlights shining on stories, for better or worse, that make it so that other stories that actually deserve more than the attention they're getting are not receiving the attention they're getting, which is kind of odd. But again, I think a lot of that is due to just how the current generation is. Funny enough, we have a lot of people willing to read stuff. It's just we're all reading the same things, so we're not exploring other avenues. And unfortunately, when we are, we're how do you say it? We're pigeonholed into markets or places that aren't really giving us what's good. Even though we have a lot of good, it's just not in places where we're likely to be pigeonholed. So, I mean, it's not great, but we have what we have now. I guess we should be happy with it. By the way, I think this mochi, when I looked it up, it had pretty good stat. I don't think it had any 5s, but it definitely didn't have any 1s. So this mochini is putting in some work. I also think its lifespan is a lot longer than I expected it to be. Again, I'm not using any outside tools or anything, but I mean, goodness, it's pretty apparent. And considering that I forgot how old this mochi is right now. I could check, but it's just reached its prime. So even if it was a late bloomer, because it's certainly not type 4, but yeah, 40 years, and it just reached its prime. So maybe it's a Procacious, I forget what to call it. Basically type 2. Even if it was type 2, where it doesn't have a long elder phase, yeah, this mochi's gonna live a while. Although I don't remember if I peached this mochi yet either. Which I should have remembered how many weeks in I was, but it's a little late now, so I'll just peach it at some point next year. I guess November 1st of next year. in-game anyway. So yeah, but yeah, writing, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of good stuff to read, even like in the fan fiction sphere, but there's a lot of good things to read in places if you know where to look for them. Sure, not all of them are like long series. Some of them are still like lot night. If we're talking like Japanese, Korean, or Western light novels, there's you know, some of them are still in progress as well, but they're not bad, I'll say for sure. Do a lot of them follow the same, you know, click, or do follow the same tropes here and there? Sure, but they're written a heck of a lot better than a lot of what that's in mainstream right now. I'll say that for sure. I will say, someone brought this up to me at some point in the past, in the recent past, but yeah, there are more series out right now. I'm running out of money, but there are more series out right now that are good storyline. If we're looking at plot only, and even characters, there are a lot of stuff out right now that is very interesting. I think, funny enough, I mean, I talked about how we didn't have a lot right now, but I wouldn't deny it if more people brought up that, hey, we're getting better series, you know, in the short term. Like, just wait a season, just wait for next season, just wait for Q3 of this year, and we'll get like a whole bunch of. I don't doubt that. It's just that in the past 3 years, for sure, I would say it hasn't been too great. And that's not saying we're not getting our tragedies here and there today. We've recently run into a few tragedies ourselves, and I feel bad for the people who put like good work into those. But yeah, that still doesn't mean we don't have our tragedies happening now. But I won't also. I'll also, like, you know, I want things to be successful, so I am waiting for series that come out that, you know, most of them being adaptations, but that deserved the attention that they deserve. So, but again, but if I were asked, like, without any prior knowledge, like without anyone speaking to me, yeah, I would be willing to gamble on at least another year or two of bad attention not being given to where it should be going. But, you know, that's a whole other thing entirely. I kind of messed up. I was supposed to grind for the pure gold, but it's a bit late now. I think, if nothing else, I will plan to... I'll take my Pixie to Torals, if not for the Paradoxine. If I get Paradoxine, what I'm actually gonna do is train a third monster, or raise a third monster, and then yeah, and then use that monster to kind of pad my way over to July again. Yeah, I really did mess up. I was supposed to take that pure gold, but it's because I hit my prime. This mochi hit its prime, so I didn't want to waste it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this mochi has a while left in it. So, like, even if I'm willing to Legend Cup money farm on this monster, I was supposed to. Yeah, I was supposed to do a. Yeah, I will be getting good money, I think is what I wanted to say. So, that said, based on its stat gains, I want to say it's still in its prime, but I also was not focusing on the stats I should have focused on. If nothing else, I could take this mochi to expeditions, but I want to use up my Pixie's lifespan first. I also should have bought everything on this week. Actually, you know what? I'll do that now. So, let's see how much. Okay, 4 into 2, and we'll be happy with that. So, I should have bought another one, but I need 500 for a tablet. Actually, no, I don't, because I can wait. But yeah, we're just gonna do it like this anyway. Let's save it, actually. Like, because I don't advise anyone else do this. Not that I'm doing anything fancy. Well, with that, great. Yeah, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm working off the work that other people did, so it's not, again, I'm not like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I'm doing what's expected based on a method that's pretty much been proven to work. So the real innovation will be the content I plan to do, because even if the veterans have done it, I mean, it's not going to be it's not going to be the exact same. I'm not saying this like, oh, I'm doing something completely like fascinating and oh, it's capable of like changing the meta in competitively or casual. No, it's just stuff I plan to do. But so I think it has value. It's just not the same value that everyone will take equally. So I should have actually saved it again, but I have the autosave. I keep forgetting I have autosave, but what, really? Oh, that's right, only 140 life. Well, because of that, I guess we're going to stick with our Mochi and use up a week. Well, it's not actually a week, because I think I found out that expeditions don't decrease your life by the exact time you spend. I know that sounds weird, but trust me, it makes sense number-wise. But did it hate it? Well, it's fine. Did it hate it? I want to say it did, but yeah, so we get... Alright, so let's do this, because this Mochi is the only one who can, and I might as well. Again, we're still unlocking things, so making, like, the God Monster, not that I'm even interested in doing that, it's not my focus, so... Yeah, so we can. Is Paradoxing 700 or 600? Well, we're gonna find out. Because we have the HP to visit, we have the power. This might mean I'm not gonna look for the Bigfoot step, but... we do what we can. Do we do what we can? Because this is actually... Is it more reliable for pure gold and pure silver here? Because literally there's this crack in... There's this cave right here, but nearby are the two places that give you pure silver and pure gold. But the Bigfoot statue is farther away, and I have about 400-ish life on this expedition. Let me check. Well, 300 now, but we started near 400, so I think I need a bit more, but... Yeah, that'll be when this Mochi has like a year left of life, question mark. Because I still plan to feed it a gold peach, which I'm pretty sure I haven't fed it yet. But yeah. So let's see here. And the thing is, expeditions, I guess in a way, can get you more money, but you have to be willing to save and reload if things don't work out the way you did. Second, you also have to be able to get a bunch of basically pure gold or pure silver. Obviously, disc chips are good to sell as well, but yeah, so no paradoxing, and if I had a chance at all, again, I have like 650 intelligence, I want to say, but again, I forgot. Here we can get pure gold, but it's completely random. To my left, I can get pure silver, but it's also random. So, if nothing else, well, first the powder and the lumps of ice. But if we get like things like pure gold, I'll gladly trade out a mint leaf or a nuts oil, assuming my Mochi finds things. Again, I would like to. That's why I was trading Mochi in this intelligence, because I was trying to do a 2-for-1 where I wanted this Mochi to fight and to do expeditions, but I think even that's a bit much. For my second monster anyway. Once I have things set up and I could just build on things, like I'm not planning to do battle and or expeditions, I could have a monster for expeditions and a monster to do battle. Well, I'm pretty sure you just want to do one or the other. But battles are more stable, while obviously, expeditions you're seeing right here is complete RNG. It is complete RNG, and I'm pretty sure it's not even like a 50-50. Well, if you're looking for one pure gold, I don't want to do the math in my head right now, but let's assume that any chance of one, because the chance of any of these items being a pure gold is like somewhere around. It fluctuates with your intelligence, or maybe, but let's just say it's like 15%. If there are 6 items available, that basically is close enough to 50-50 that I get a pure gold at all. So if you get 1 pure gold, then that's 6,000. If we head over to our left, which we're about to do, we just assume the same odds. Maybe we get 2 pure silvers. In my experience, I've gotten a lot of 2 pure silvers, but usually 1 is an okay amount as well. That means we get 10,000 per expedition, plus all the disc chips, so... at least 10,000 money versus, the pure gold tourney, which gets you 10,000. It's equal or more on average. However, again, like I said, expeditions are RNG, so if I don't get anything here, then I don't get anything here. But again, I also have not gotten the Bigfoot foot yet myself, so, you know, also I might end up just redoing this expedition. So again, expeditions also take real life time if you save scum, but, you know, yeah, I can't even visit the Bigfoot statue. I would just be visiting... This would be more for a chance at paradoxing, but mainly right now I'm looking for pure gold and or pure silver. Heck, even one pure silver will work out because I can just sell the disc chips for money, along with anything else I find that I could sell. As small as it is, I mean, money is money. You only need 15,600 to do no rest method for a year, so... And again, I repeat these tidbits of information at the bare minimum for myself to learn and or retain the knowledge. Like it. Also, I should be resting here because I don't want to lose more life span than I need to. I think I did. It's just that I gave it cup jelly, which, for all intents and purposes, I mean, won't really matter. The next threshold breakpoint is, I think, 120 Li. But otherwise, yeah, 70 to 100, it's not so bad. Maybe it's 90, but I can't remember. But definitely 1 week. Again, I don't remember the ones past it because I normally... or on average, any player is trying to avoid it if you know about it, which is kind of... You know, that's kind of not fair because... Either you know about it, so you're sitting on one side of the ravine, or you're a more casual player who doesn't look into this stuff, so you wouldn't know it, and therefore your LI would probably be like even like 160 or something weird like that. And so, like definitely at least 3 weeks per week, which is yeah, quite the amount of time lost. But you know, I do agree with the certain video that came out recently. I do see how that is a beauty of Monster Rancher, where you have the freedom to do what you want. It is a life simulation game. You do what you want. But if you are interested in the... At the same time, I add on to that, if you're a player who's more interested in, you know, trying to be efficient stuff, you'll look into this stuff, and thank goodness that information is available. So yeah, if nothing else, even if the break point was actually 600 and not 700, I have a very low chance of finding paradoxine. But again, this is the meat of our expedition right here. Assuming my Mochi can even find stuff, but yeah, I should have looked at its intelligence as well. I don't even remember how high my intelligence is. So yeah, I had to take a drink. Because what I have in my cup right now is not water, which means I should probably drink it as soon as possible. But, yeah. Again, I'm hoping for pure gold. Otherwise, I mean, I'm hurting for money. It really doesn't matter. Even, like, a bunch of disc chips are good. Like, 5 to 10 disc chips will be, you know, at minimum 2,500. But I only need that much to really make it to the next few or so months. Which would be nice, but a pure gold would help expedite the process to the next pure gold tourney. So, and the pure platinum, which I could have taken in November as well. But, yeah, it would be nice if this Mochi brought back some stuff to sell. Mainly pure gold or pure silver, but, you know. And I think Korea is the only one with pure platinum. And you have to get it from a very specific location. So... Oh my goodness, please. I'm using my other hand to type because I was using my main hand to grab and drink. So, oh Mochi, where are you going, Mochi? And it's not like I won't, it's not like I'll avoid, I think I've talked about this before, but I'll get into it now. It's not like I want to avoid hard mode now that I have DX because actually I would still prefer playing hard mode. It's just that DX gives the players an official outlet to play Monster Rancher. So, I mean, it's still relevant to do so, especially if they plan to do more. There's always that chance. Is it a high chance? Probably not. Hey, pure gold. But, yeah, is it a high chance that they'll do a lot of good stuff with MR2? But not. I would lean on the way of not really. But I'd want to be proven wrong, because if I'm proven wrong, that means we get a lot more stuff. But you know, yeah. If nothing else, again, the more long-term gamble is that the amount of sales that they see for DX will make them consider a remake or another MR game that is pretty much MR2 but combines the good parts of a lot of, because if we look at 3 and 4 and Evo, even those had, you could add a bit of all Monster Rancher games into one sequel of Monster Rancher. What would we call it? Because obviously there are more than 5 games, so yeah. But I mean, if we could get a one good conglomerate, they don't need to innovate too much. They just need to, you know, keep the skeleton of a lot of MR2, MR1, even MR1, as janky as it was, had its good points. MR3, you know, might not be appealing to, I don't know the exact number. Don't quote me on it, but I mean, it has its good points as well. I don't think I've ever played it myself, but when I looked into it, there were the parts that I found interesting. 4, there are still parts I found interesting. Being able to, I think, customize your ranch, even though you were just trying to, you know, Tetris optimize your loadout in a sense. But again, I am not the most experienced on MR4 or 3 for that matter. Evo, you know, I played Evo, but I played Evo more than 4, but even then I don't remember every aspect of it. But like an actual circus, you know, circus minigame would be like appreciated as long as it's not done badly. So again, but I'll leave that more for actual ranchers that, you know, are experienced in those games to decide whether or not they want certain aspects to come back. But at the same time, I'd still argue that, you know, you could use those aspects even if they're, but if they were bad, then you would have to somehow make them better. Otherwise, we could just stick with the lifestyle simulation, that the formula, and just hope they don't, you know, make it really, really strange. I have to feed it fish here. Well, I could feed it anything, because it's, yeah, it's as it is, but not that it matters too much because I still have to do a thing. So let's eat this nuts oil, sell all the stuff, and keep going. Again, I don't remember if I won the I don't remember if I won the meat, so I'm going to, if I got the 4 monster bundle, so I'm gonna just participate in the FIMBA meet again and see where I am. Otherwise, I'll just head over to A and look for the, no, actually, I need this mochi to do expeditions, that's right, because I need to start unlocking those monsters. So, let's do this. And we will keep going. We need to actually rest once. RIP Prime. So, if it reached Prime in September, then that means I'm about, I'm 24, at least 24 weeks into Prime. Again, I'm trying to time my peach usage to get the most out of my stats. You don't need to do this, but I'm doing it, so. And I'm only training Domino, so I can participate in tourneys as well. So even if this mochi doesn't reach Legend Cup, because it doesn't need to, because my Pixie already did, not that that really, well, yeah, not that that locks me out of unlocking everything, it's just, it would be nice, but, yeah. Actually, I'm going to feed you a mango here to kind of save on money. I don't need to do this either, but I've chosen to do it. And then we will save it in case something weird happens, and then pull. What's not as great is that I also should be leaping. That's right, I should be leaping, because, well, I don't want my speed. There's a reason when I see my speed at that level, how much is it right now? Yeah, that means I knew that I was supposed to be training speed as well, because I knew its speed wasn't that bad when I was training it. Basically, I should be putting dodges in, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm just sitting on a dead stat. It doesn't matter that I can't reach everything, because I'm probably only going to enter grade A tourneys at best. So again, if I were to get serious about putting this mochi in S-Class, if only for the money, then I would do it next year when or after this, at the end of this year at the earliest, so that I can participate in as many tourneys to unlock things as possible. I say as I don't get invited because of reasons. But yeah, for the most part, we're gonna do this still because I want to be able to win, and I think I'm making this mochi a power mochi as well. Power mochi, yeah, power mochi. Power mochi. Let's check just to be sure. Okay, good. Again, mochi is probably this mochi in particular may or may not be the best for min-maxing my money, but we don't need to min-max that hard. I'm just the main party is unlocking stuff, and as I found out while working on my second save, yeah, I probably focusing on one thing at a time. You can focus on 2 or 3 things at a time. You just have to make sure that you're completely on the ball. You don't even need to be that aware. It's mainly a me thing. I've just made mistakes where I ended up just being like, well, I just keep things simple and do one thing at a time. Otherwise, I want to forget. So, and unfortunately, unlike some people are saying, yeah, you do. I mean, it is negligible, but you can't say no to everything if you're really trying to... If you're trying to not waste a week or a few, if you do it more than a few times, of progress. So, yeah. Items I usually give, but if it's play or something, and that's more a question of if your monster is of the evil nature or not, because well, they're more likely to cheat and ask for play. Well, mainly cheat if they are evil. But again, don't quote me on that or correct me if I'm wrong. It's just from my terrible experience. So mainly worm model. I don't know why I decided to do worm model to unlock Beacon on that save, but I did. And I'm going to get Beacon there, so it's too late. I've already put the time in. I might as well just continue doing it. That said, yeah, I probably only need like 600 to 700 power, so after this I could just focus on meditating again if I really wanted to, for the sake of my expeditions. But we'll find out. So I think based on my stat, we'll see. I don't actually remember, so we're gonna find out by pushing over these dominoes. Ah! Yeah, I might be in subprime. I want to say I'm in subprime. Time actually flies by super fast when you're not entering errantries and or expeditions and or tourneys. So, let's leap. No, get a great. If I knew there's probably a way to find out for sure, but yeah, 20 on the speed. I can't tell personally, but I mean, we're still getting good stats, but I still plan to eat the peach when I plan to eat the peach. So let's dodge. So July, we're gonna enter the pure gold tourney to kind of up my gold. The pure silver I can technically skip, and then just focus on the pure platinum one. Actually, on that note, did I get invited to... I don't think I did. Do I need to be at a certain fame? Well, no. Because I need to check if I'm even doing things correctly. I don't think so, and if I did, I needed to be at a certain fame? Question mark? Well, it's too late. It's too late for me. And even if I wanted to go on that expedition, I think I want to start building into my intelligence again, which is why I meditated in the first place. So, except when that happens, then we load it and make sure we're not losing a prime week of a prime week of progress. I also didn't save it, so let's do that as well. Because I had to rely on my autosave. Dum bum 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 bada bum bum bum. So come Christmas time, I think there is another game I was looking at, but we'll see what it costs when it's on sale before I decide for sure, because I recently had to reassess where my funds were going in real life. Not that I'm too low, it's just I want to make sure I'm okay. So yeah, that's why I was making sure. I do want to get that game in particular, but we'll see. We'll see. Shoot, study, drib, domino, bleh, study. Yeah, why not study, right? Again, our skill is going to rise a bit high, but since everything's not based on levels, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we can be a bit more non-conservative. Non-conservative? We can go above 950, basically. So, why am I doubting that when I always hear that it's not the other case? I don't know. Again, I'm completely unsure. I might also be tired. It's a little late for me. Even though I would be awake anyways at this time, but... Boom, boom, boom. Oh, great. Literally. That said... Yeah, so what I plan to do for this game, at least for the first month or so, if I even get it started, is I'm just gonna be doing a lot of self-participating tournaments, which sounds really sad, but trust me, it's something I have fun doing, so I don't mind doing it. And if nothing else, it's just gonna be really basic at first until I make it, until I start basically doing challenge training. And again, the main difference. Not difference, but basically what makes it as it is I'm going to show you the training or make it available somewhere usually. So, I mean, if for no one else to prove to myself that I'm not, I'm not trying to cheat or anything. But, if nothing else, yeah, it's just going to be fun for me to do. I just think it's going to be fun. So, and I will be, if nothing else, I'll be training my own, abilities in real life, so it's not going to be completely lost. While I concentrate on doing other things like in World of Horror, or setting up other games that I want to maybe one-off here and there, but it would be nice if I didn't fail and meditate though, because I just entered the new phase of training and this mochi just keeps failing. So, let's see here. Meditate, yeah, I think that's the thing. I don't know if we ever, well, I can just look it up, but I mean, it is what it is. It's RNG regardless, so we do what we want. Hey, it's a sale day. So, we're gonna, well, first we're gonna say, well, that won't matter. Well, yeah, we'll. So, we're gonna save it, and we'll load the autosave, because that autosave will save after I feed the mochi something, so... 6 mint leaves. Normally I would feed it a mint leaf, obviously, but since we're going to enter this tourney, it behooves us to feed it nuts oil instead, and then feed it a nuts oil the week after the tourney, and then, well, yeah, you pretty much just get one free week where you don't have to mint leaf, but either way you got to feed it nuts oil, so that's still 200 money down the drain. So, or invested in your monster's success, because 200 for 10,000 is a pretty good, or 400 to 10,000 is pretty good trade-off in gold used efficiency. So now we just stand here, but yeah, now we just stand here while I stretch and do everything I want, because unless he hits everything in the world and somehow procs real without being a Joker subbreed, yeah, you don't need to worry. Again, come hard mode where the monsters are, not as nice, yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I can kind of just do what I want and stand still. This, however, I'm gonna roll assault you right out the bat, and yeah. If he didn't sound wave twice, I would have just sat there longer, but I was like, you know what, 99% and you just threw away all your guts, and I'm gonna do so much damage when I hit you. So, so I'm gonna lean back and think about what to do after the stream, because basically I want to upload my highlights of my long stream. There are quite a few things. Well, not quite a few. They're literally just a few things from my MR1 and MR2 playthrough that, you know, to an experienced rancher, it's not going to be too surprising. To anyone who understands RNG, it's going to be the same level of, you know, that's typical, but it's still going to be highlights from the stream. It's just if I can work on the video without the software dying on itself, but, you know. So, power, intelligence, speed. As long as it's not, well, yeah, I do want my skill to be as high as possible, but it's not, again, it's not going to matter as much at this point. 900 is pretty much overkill for normal, so, for normal Monster Rancher play, so, yeah. I need to sell that pure gold if I didn't. Bing! And now we go. I'm still gonna save it again, so I don't have to sell the pure gold again, because there's a chance I could fail this. Unless I'm in the phase where I don't fail this anymore, but yeah, so point taken. Reload here. Yeah, we reload these. At this point, we reload these. I've already done my little Legend Cup, my first monster, but which, again, to be fair, was not the greatest monster either, therefore requiring a lot more reloads, because, yeah, living for about 270 weeks is not going to cut it for DX. On that note, what we can talk about are the generated monsters in the Shrine actually having a lot of lifespans. I don't know if that was intentional, or maybe it could be a bug. I could have looked up on it and see what people thought, but when I ran into it, because obviously you can gen monsters, and you know, you could, if you didn't know any better, some monsters did have look like they came with lower stats, even though they're just really the base stats, or close enough where it doesn't matter. But they had like 380 weeks of life, alright? Like, proven they had 380 weeks of life, so that's gonna be, even if we'll put it this way, even if a monster had 20 minus all of its normal base stats, if it had an extra 50, even just 50 weeks of life, that's already more than the amount of stats you need, because first of all, even if you're playing it casually, like 50 weeks is literally the difference between having to reload the Legend Cup like twice. But sure, you believe whatever you want. I'll take the extra 100 weeks when I get a, I don't know, insert monster here that lives for 420 weeks. I think there's some really weird numbers, but they are pretty high. They're all higher than 350, most of them being 380. So you want lifespan in this game. If your monster lives for 270 weeks, that's especially if it's your first monster with no gold peaches, then good luck, and I hope you do the best that you can. That's not to say you can't get a good start, which is the most important thing, in my opinion, for casual players, but if you're doing what I was doing, or what a lot of veteran players did, when because they were interested and it interested them, then yeah, have fun with the Major 4 and the Legend Cup. Or at least have a good plan for what you're going to do to tackle those in a very comfortable way. Because yeah, you could roll something with a low lifespan, and good luck. What that does mean is that you could get you get into Prime faster. So you could technically do a speed run to Legend Cup, but if you lose and you're not playing to save scum as much, so yeah. Also, I don't know why I did shoot. I was supposed to do dodge or something, or even just study, but it's too late. So I think we're just gonna plan on meditating a whole bunch, and then either dodge or study. Yeah, probably study. All things considered, yeah, study. Again, people can play how they want. It's when we get into that weird zone of people coming into the community and are like, yeah, wait, actually, I think this is better, and it's like, well, I don't know. These resources have been refined over the course of 2 decades, so I mean, maybe I mean, that's not to dismiss anyone's, anyone's suggestions. It's just either it's already been addressed and or suggested in the past, or there's someone who can answer your question because the people who are in the community that have been playing MR have been playing it for the same length of time that the information's been refined. So, I mean, they could know. They couldn't. I've already gone over this in one of my streams, but let's just repeat it in case you weren't there and you don't want to look back at it. Yeah, basically, you should probably trust the people who know what they're talking about, or who have the experience under their belt. Again, you could do whatever you want, sure, but the information is information. It's cold hard facts. 1 + 1 = 2, and 70 lifespan index is the point at which you start losing extra week of lifespan. So, that said, do I just want to do this now? Let's do this now. Rip Prime, but let's do it. So, again, that's not to say, like, you can't suggest anything, but we've also got weird things like, oh, why aren't monsters balanced a certain way? Don't worry, the community's already asked that as well. More than a few people. In fact, if not every player who, even if they didn't main MR2 and they main other games, they know the deal, and the questions have been asked and discussed in length. In fact, that's the whole point of hard mode made by Alcius. I say Alcius, again, correct me if I'm saying your name wrong, but yeah, that's the whole point of hard mode, that basically balanced everything where, there are obviously, when you take things to the most highest competitiveness, there are some that, outshine the others, but not as much as normal mode where, some monsters are just vastly underperform, even with, I want to say even with their best in slot strat, but I mean, it's what it is, so I mean, can we all agree? Can everyone agree that hard mode is more balanced than vanilla? Not that it's inherently better, because you still want to play maybe like the DX here for the sake of the official the official experience. So neither way is wrong. It's just if we're looking for if you want to be able to use monsters more viably, hard mode would be your jam. Of course, that means you can't be playing DX, but most community tournaments that aren't going to be on DX but are going to be still MR2 is going to be played in hard mode. So if anyone is interested, I can't imagine anything else. Even if there was a DX run community tournament, well, at the very least, it'd be more balanced than. It's likely to be more balanced than an official KT tournament, for better or worse. So, again, I am not someone who knows like the inner workings of the community or the people running the tournaments, but from what I've seen, those tournaments are pretty fair and balanced. So, especially in terms of how the rules have been refined over over a decade. So, actually, I don't know when tournaments started in the actual Western community. In the JP community, they do their own thing, which, again, in their own right is quite interesting to look at the few that they've done, but yeah, that doesn't bring much hope to DX in specific. So, yeah. How much life do I have left? I should have a good amount, right? Yeah, I can make it back here. Eh. And again, I guess, and I will say, my opinion or my suggestions, if I were to make a lot of them, which I have, so I guess it's important to say, it's not a very... My opinion is not a very credible one from the way of someone who knows what should not be balanced, changed, nerfed, buffed, etc. However, that doesn't mean I throw out the suggestions of someone who... completely throw out the suggestions of someone who may not know as much about MR, because you still want opinions like that. Now, whether or not, people should take that advice or take it as seriously as someone who does have the experience, probably not, but you do want to bring more people in. If I were to choose, I would rather still foster or catered towards those who know the game's inner workings, but you can't completely throw out the majority or the casual player base. That's not good. So I didn't find 2 shortcuts, so no. So just add that maybe there. It's fine. Also, I could sell one of these gold peaches, and in fact, I probably should, but we won't do that. And no, we'll do that. No, we won't do that. Did I feed my pixie a gold peach already? I feel like I want to say it did. Well, either way, we have 4 gold peaches, so let's not go crazy, but... Ooh, boom, boom, boom. Just go off key for the last one. So again, I'm definitely more casual. I wouldn't even call myself hardcore until, well, I say as I plan to do more MR content in the future, which means I'm just going to be doing stuff, but definitely not competitive. That's been true for a lot of video games I played, so again, taking my opinion in terms of what should be changed or balanced, probably not. I would rather you take the advice of other people who know more and are more experienced with the game. So don't listen to me. You can take it into suggestion, but I would rather sit and refine my own thoughts. Or if nothing else, allow people to listen. If people are listening, then having those people, think on what I said so that they can avoid or, use their own brain power to, come up with what's better for the game. So, because it's certainly a lot of what I say is not gonna be what's healthy. I know that for a fact. So, because coming from the guy who thought that, I think I've said it before, tourneys were 3 weeks lost, but it's actually 3 times what your LI is at the moment, unless it's been changed in DI. But again, keeping track of those things is something that I should know if I were better than I am, but I don't, so... Will I find out? Sure. Might I forget? Yes, which also contributes to my own validity of my opinions in terms of what should be taken into account when changing the game. That's a mouthful, but trust me, I hope it made sense. So, also, I don't need... Oh, no, I do, because I need to... I didn't get invited, did I? Was it every 4 years? Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. So, we're going to go into this hard drill, and then I will find out. So... Alright, I was checking something. My mochi failed a lot, but I was making sure something was correct. And you know what? At this point... at this point, I'm still going to go through with what I'm planning to do. However, what I will do is this. Because I shouldn't have. I should have checked. But I'm pretty sure I haven't fed this mochi a gold peach yet. So, we're going to do that. Hey! If I'm not back at Prime, whatever, but, because it's not gonna matter. Again, this mochi's more for expeditions and whatnot, so... Which is why I'm having it to continue to meditate. And if nothing else, again, once it's... Pretty much I'm just gonna 999 its intelligence. Once it's there, I'm just gonna work on pull and or life. So that it can enter tournaments if I want to, or keep it for errantries in case I want to do that. However, that does mean I'm gonna learn some techniques that I would rather not want, but it's too late. So 6 into 7, that'll be fine. Nuts oil, keep moving forward. So how I'm planning to do the first of my next JMML BNNY meet, or Jimbai if I'm doing DX, is that I'm just gonna raise monsters under very, very light limitations. So maybe even just with like unlimited no rest method, assuming I have the resources. So with some other soft limitations, maybe like a forced legend cup, just the same as my first JMML BNNI meet, but in DX pretty much. So that's the plan, but whether or not I'll change it in any way is still up in the air in my mind. But I do want to do a proper one because the last one was not real. It was 2v2 made into a 3v3 by reusing monsters, well, which was not what I planned ideally, but again, I ran out of time because at that time in my life, like 2 weeks ago, I was not in the best condition to raise 5 monsters, 10 monsters in total. I raised 4, and that was a lot already, and I found out I didn't have the time. So, especially now that we have DX, and I have to split also between hard mode and DX. Not that, well, yeah, I do have to split it up because I'm actually going to be training them. And hard mode, I have another plan that I'm planning to do. I just have to make sure that it executes well. I'm still balancing it, basically, but we'll find out. And you will too once I finish it, maybe, question mark. So we're also planning to go to Toral, so I gotta remember to sleep on the 4th week. I gotta lean back, my back. 900. I mean, that's more than enough, but let's keep pushing it even further than this mochi's prepared for. Boom. So, well, I have an autosave, so it's fine. Okay, good. It's pretty much at the point where it won't fail as often, so that's nice. That said, we're gonna mint leaf and rest here, and let me just make sure. No, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. I'll just save in 3 slots. So 14 slots. I might as well use as many as I have. If need be, I'll just back it up because since I'm playing on Steam, and I think it's by default I've enabled saves to go to the cloud. I could just take the data off the cloud in case I need more than 14 slots, but that's for really, really complicated things. It'll probably even take me more than a year to fill up every single slot. And I won't even be filling up every single slot with a distinct save because I'm too paranoid about saving over a slot and losing data. So, not to say that I don't back things up, but since I have it backed up, I might as well avoid what's most likely to happen to me. So, which is, I'm just gonna... At most, I'll keep 4 different quote-unquote save slots. But I'll just back up the files, and, well, we'll see if theoretically that should still work, but yeah. Because I have saves in the cloud. Yeah, the saves go into the Steam cloud, so I've already pulled saves from a certain point of time onto and backed them up, so I mean, yeah. I should do it again, though, because I've made quite a bit of progress. I mean, any amount of progress, you should probably back up your files, but, you know, especially after the update. So now that the updates, fixed that save bug for the absolute better, I assume for most people, for those, if for some reason you're still running into it, obviously try to update. If not, then my heart goes out to you. But for everyone else, still back up your saves, back up everything, because, yeah, you don't want to lose stuff. I'm not going to be able to... Well, I'll visit this, because, again, this is... Now that I have the Paradoxine, I might as well keep it, which means I might as well go for the... if I get pure gold here, I'll just immediately head towards the Bigfoot statue. Otherwise, what we're going to see. I should make it, since I'm not planning to visit the pure silver location. We should be fine. Life-wise. Yeah, so we have a pure gold, so I'll just put this over. I know I have, yeah, Irritator. and then we'll head towards the Bigfoot statue and hope for the best. Nope, not there. What a waste of 1 energy. Yeah, I should be able to make it back, and since my power is high enough, I shouldn't need to worry about these either. Even if I miss like 2 of them, I should be okay. Okay. Now we go into here, and hope for the best. I even might use this mochi for the farming. Also, that sells for a lot, so might as well trade it, unless they change it in DX. No, I'm pretty sure because I've used my other save. I can't remember if I played hard mode or not recently, so and sold Firestone through there. But I can't imagine they've changed it, even if I were to forget. So it should still be worth 5,000 when I sell it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be really sad, basically. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going out of tune, baby. Can I do this melody? No, I can't because I'm off tune. I can't sing any songs while my voice is broken. Go. I want to get more money so I can keep training monsters. 3, yeah, so 3 here and about 5 in the other one, so I should have more than enough energy to survive the return trip. In before I don't have enough for whatever reason, but I should be fine. And really, these are the only 4 locations I'm planning to visit in my entire real life as well, because even the 4th location is pure. Even if another one could give you pure silver, I mean, making all these trips everywhere is does a number on my health. Even if I had 999, again, I don't want to waste real life time doing this stuff. So yeah, 100. I should still be able to make it back as long as I do one-shot all 5 of these, but I think even with 40 energy I make it back, so it's fine. That said, this mochi might live long. I might have to end the stream before this mochi reaches the end of days, which means really I'm trying to unlock anything at this point, or at least I've made progress. I mean, that's the most important part, right? Especially if I plan to stream. Again, if I am streaming this, it's just going to be more unlock process, but we'll see. Ah! Nope! Well, now that I've thrown that away, why did I mash through that? Why is that there? Gosh dang it. I didn't even get a lot of stuff for there. I could reload this. Well, there goes the Gemini pot. Well, darn it. At this point, I'll probably do that off stream or off recording. I'm not gonna make you watch as I grind Gemini pots, but that'll be done on another monster, not this mochi. So the pain. Why did I throw that away? That's what I get for not thinking about life. How much do I have left? No, I only had 1. So, I mean, it still made a difference, but I would have liked to not sell that. Or not throw that away. If selling it would have been better, but obviously that didn't happen, so I'll take this money. Listen, alright, all things considered, if I were to sell, if that Gemini pot sold for 30,000, you know what? I don't really mind it as much. Would I have liked to sell it? No, but I mean, for any other monster, especially if it's an evil monster, I mean, I could at least sell that on snakes if I wasn't planning to hold on to a bunch of Gemini pots. I don't need to either, especially since I'm not being competitive. I am the casual, dirty, filthy casual, but it would be nice. So yeah. I'll check when I get near the time of my life. Oh my goodness, I did not do what I was supposed to do and feed it a nuts oil. Why did I not do that? Go. All things considered, here I would make another monster and feed it the paradoxine. Oh, I was supposed to rest. Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to. I should be feeding a baby monster paradoxine, but I'm not going to. If I were to make another monster that's not an unlocked monster like Hopper or Worm, it would be, well, no, I'd still feed them paradoxine. Actually, that's a darn lie, but I mean, they need to live for a certain lifespan regardless, so Yeah. Well, we should be good here. Yeah, it's just gonna be unfortunate when I do not get the things I need to get in the most timeliest manner. But, and a lot of people are doing the same thing right now. Not everyone has the time to kill. A lot of people that I know have wanted to play DX have not even played DX yet. And I don't mean just the people around me. I mean actually, like, people I know online that want to touch DX can't, because again, you're either still playing Pokemon or Final Fantasy, which are good games in their own respective right, or you're playing other things and you haven't gotten the chance to touch this game yet, even if you're going to one-off it, because it does take at least like 2 to 4 streams if you're, you know, trying to be timely with your schedules. So, I mean, I understand why it takes a while. But it will be a good addition to everyone's resume of games played still. So, yeah, me on the other hand, since I'm planning to stay with this game for a while, if I were to talk about the downsides, yeah, it's unfortunate that you don't really get to see the training phase most of the time, because, I mean, it's not really the most exciting thing to watch the training, aside from the few oopsie-doopsies here and there, and mainly in terms of if you're doing tourney stuff. But if you're just training a monster for either competitive play or for an end, then it's not as exciting. But that's where I come in terms of my own content. So again, I'm not saying that everyone else hasn't done this yet. No, I'm just saying that what I plan to do, it will be still relevant, and in some cases makes it more logical for me to add the training somewhere, or at least do the training myself, so that I have a story to tell. Because each monster does have its story to tell. Now, is it the same as any other monster? Might certain parts be the same as other monsters, or even the same monster, especially? Sure, but you know, sometimes a monster gets 3 greats in a row, sometimes it gets 2 greats and then it cheats for whatever reason, and yeah, you just get really sad. But yeah, then there's tourneys where you're like, I'm gonna 90% this, and you don't 90% it, and then you get 85% and you still don't hit it, and then yeah, you get brow flicked and you die. So yeah, it's things happen, and it's interesting to know the stories. Should every story be told? I mean, sure, you can skip some, but yeah, for me, I will still need to put in the time. Fortunately, if I'm not recording, I can play Monster Rancher 2 like kind of AFK while I do other things like work. So it does, even just sitting here talking about it, like I can think of things that I want to do for game development, or I can think of stories I want to write here and there while Mochini is meditating in the background, or in the foreground in the case that we're streaming. But you get my point. There are other things I could be doing, and if we're talking about hard mode, well, you can definitely do things to yeah, you can definitely do things in hard mode. So you're not stuck. DX, on the other hand, is a completely different. Well, not completely different, but it is another thing to that more time will likely be needed for most people. So, yep. That said, let's do this, and let's do this. I think I should have saved it here. Yeah. I hope I'm not too late. I can't remember. I just checked the calendar like 10 minutes ago, and I already forgot. So, with that said, let's do our saves. And let's keep going. So, for better or worse, I think this Mochi can make it to the Elder Cup. I just have to not waste as much time. I need at least a few Silver Peaches, so if nothing else, if I can't get an unlock for whatever reason, now, yeah, this Mochi will definitely see. It depends on how many expeditions I want to do, and will be proportional to how many Elder Cups I will be able to perform. But that said, yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, I'm already at the point. I should already be able to beat Elder Cup very comfortably if I recall the monsters correctly. Otherwise, I'm gonna be very sad when I figure out that I lose here and there. Maybe, maybe once every 20 attempts for whatever reason, but for the most part, I shouldn't lose at all. So, we'll find out. So I said just unlocking stuff, and I think I pinned that to my chat. However, yeah, if I don't unlock anything this stream, it is what it is. So, so what I plan to do after this stream is, work on the videos I was supposed to work on, and that I couldn't work on because my software decided to crash, and then also work on actual work. I do have to think about some things I want to do in the near future, pretty much a week from now, but we'll see. Yeah, so the stable had one more. I knew blue felt like the second, but again, I wasn't certain, so technically I didn't know. But these should be the last few upgrades, which means I need to farm a bunch more money. So technically, I said unlocking stuff. That usually implies monsters, but hey, the house and barn upgrades count as well, for good reason. So, let us get into the domino. You want rice cracker? Here, take a rice cracker. Oof, my body. So we'll go through this next month. We won't accept the expedition for Talico here, unfortunately. But what we will do, again, because that could unlock, but we'll definitely plan to do it. Yeah, so if nothing else, we'll make sure. Otherwise, I should take this expedition, but let me check something really quickly. Boo 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 boo. Yeah, elimination grade B. Actually, no, I could. Let's load it here then. Whoopsie doopsie. I have to rewind the clock, which I got a grade here. I should have kept it. I don't know why I didn't save it. Let's hope you get another one. I believe another grade. Do it. Content. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, yeah, we'll save it here, and we'll plan to go on that expedition, because we gotta wait till July to do the thing, so... Oh, on that note, let me just make sure, because Alright, hold on. Alright, well, I guess I'll do that, but I can wait basically a few more seconds before I do that. So let's pull. Hopefully I didn't mess up. Okay, good. I didn't. So we'll feed it this mint leaf. I gotta build a stable. Actually, no. Let me do something in real life. So sorry, hold on. I gotta go AFK for just like a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. I just needed to take care of something really quickly, and I took care of it, so everything should be fine, theoretically. But, again, if nothing else, this stream, at least this stream serves as another example of someone just trying to unlock things in this game, and it taking... it'd probably take me less time. Oh my goodness, my mochi looks so huge. But it's just the camera, I think. I think it's just the camera angle. I want to say it's just the camera angle. But, yeah. Again, if nothing else, this stream is just one of many other ranchers trying to unlock things in this game. That way I can also get to the... Again, for me, though, it's just the beginning of the meat of what I want to do. Otherwise... Yeah, we're going to be going through this, and I think... Have I? No, I haven't. I haven't unlocked anything. Anything that requires me to have the card. Obviously, if I combined into Phoenix or combined into Joker and those things, I would have had them I would have had the cards, but I think I remember showing the cards, so I don't have them. If nothing else, we should have enough to visit at least the Joker Temple or the Burnt Altar. And maybe, yeah, and definitely the Phoenix statue. The one above, up there in the north, I would go more, I think it's like Platina, but there's other stuff as well. I think mainly it was pure Platina, though. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I need to look back up on it. Obviously, again, it's not anything impressive if I did remember, because literally all the information is available online. There's nothing else to discover unless Koei Tecmo and or the people... Someone in charge of developing the game says, hey, we're going to add the content for God Slate and patch it in as DLC. Then that might be interesting. But that's... If that happens and the DLC costs $20, I will gladly lay down $20. But until then, it's not proven. So I'm just wasting energy moving back and forth. So let's just do this. So that way we can at least get the Phoenix Feather. The God Slate is just gonna, again, we're just gonna toss it. So, yeah. I wanna mash while I take a drink behind the microphone. Yeah, I think I remember someone saying that, hey, I got everything. But, yeah, someone was saying that that was supposed to unlock a fight with Moo, but never got programmed into the game. So that's why it would be impressive if they programmed it into the game, because that would mean... I mean, obviously the model for Moo is already in the game, but... yeah, it's... Even if it's just a couple dialogue boxes and the insertion of another tourney... yeah, that in itself already speaks volumes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Assuming I one-shot this, even 90 energy should be more than enough. I think I can also... I think it's shorter distance for me to walk on the left side. Assuming I get these things... Like, I think it's also because half nuts are... Things like half nuts and mint leaves are supposed to be placeholders for things that you weren't not supposed to be able to get. Mainly probably things like Phoenix chips and whatnot, because I have not unlocked Phoenix and or Joker yet. But again, I can't remember which disc chips are in this location specifically. But we're going to clear it out, so... Yep, rip. Bye. Alright, let's go. So 90 should be more than enough unless I start floundering around, which would be really bad because I found pretty much everything I want to find here. So let's go. A-O. Okay, yeah, so that should be the real great, and all it really nets me is an extra 1,500 as opposed to 500. If I'm correct about that, well, we're gonna find out. And the Fire Feather isn't even the right one, so yeah, 3,000, sorry. Yeah, great, without a maybe, because unfortunately you cannot find the same secret paths again, so that'll never happen again, but... fish. Let's be frugal with our money where we can be, shall we? And again, at the very least, we will... Well, first of all, I could... Yeah, well, I'll do that off-stream. But, yeah, basically, I mean, I'm just going to be combining two... No, we'll do it on-stream. We'll do it on-stream. So, well, again, though, we will save it. No, we'll do it. Actually, we'll do it now. We'll do it now. I'm floundering around so much. But if nothing else, again... Because I am not the type. I'm probably not going to be reporting things to the database, even though I should. But yeah, sorry. So if nothing else, someone can look at this stream and insert it into the database for itself. But obviously, it would help. It would absolutely help if you were able to find out more information than what the shrine would give you. So, and take that as you will, but it is what it is. So, let's do our saves, and let's take care of the Joker Mask, and the Phoenix Feather, and the God Slate. Although we could just sell the God Slate, because it doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything for us, which is why you can now sell it. Or, well, if you could sell it before, you know, there's no point in holding on to it, I guess is what we'll say. So, let's freeze our Mochi, and let's go to the the shrine. That thankfully does no longer requires tickets to randomly generate. Unlike the, I think maybe they patched that out of the remaster. Again, it's been a while since I played, but yeah. So unfortunately, I could return to that. It's always going to be in my history, so if nothing else, it's going to be on stream, so it's fine. But let's see here. Funny enough, I got dice on my other save already, so this is going to be odd, but at the very least... Oh my goodness, that's right, I have to press this. Let's take a look. I can't tell what its lifespan is right now, but yeah, so that's that. I'm going to be freezing it into a Joker anyway, but we need 4 monsters at minimum, because we need the Phoenix and we need the Joker, so we might as well explore the different discs that we can use. So, and normally normally I would like to keep cards and train every monster that I gen, but in this particular instance, we're just gonna freeze to unlock Joker and or Phoenix for shrine use as well. Oh my goodness. No, please, I know. Well, I could also mark it, but shrine is more interesting, obviously, right? And in the case of the old days where you didn't have any other CDs to use for whatever reason, if you were unfortunate in that unfortunate situation, then really the market was the only thing you had. So, all right, Mono Gel, and then one last one, and I should have more than enough. Or I should have enough, not more than enough, because it'll be perfectly 4, obviously. But no, did I really not unlocked? Well, oh my goodness, please. Surprised to, yeah, more often than not, yeah, a lot of things are locked, but let's find out. Is that Naga? Yeah, Naga. A bit scary. Look, I should also be I should be looking at their text. I don't know why, just in case we want to record them. But yeah, we'll freeze here. Also, rip. Yeah, recently we had some because someone else where I'm living at right now did the job, and I couldn't remember exactly how much money you get. Turns out, not as much as I thought. In fact, a lot less than I thought. I swear you got more before, but well, you don't. So yeah, let's use Fire Feather first. Why not, right? Combination doesn't look good. Doesn't matter because I'm going to freeze this Phoenix and then... especially since we have the database now, so I don't have to worry about never being able to get a Phoenix again, which was a real real worry because you needed to have the CD. Otherwise, now that we're not playing in the old days where we need to use CDs all the time, yeah, I could just delete this Phoenix after I'm done. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do. So... And if I want another one, I could just get it. Unless there's something special like, oh, the Phoenix you get from the feather, you know, is the only one with this, with these specific, basically very specific attributes and whatnot. Whatever that may be. But anywho, yeah, so both of these, we're just going to freeze them and delete them. So, and just to show that, I mean, I could always get it back. Phoenixes... I don't know why they did that, actually, but... yeah. Again, I also could have kept them to just combine them for something else like the Bajaro later on, but, I mean, we're still going to do this. So I don't know why I'm doing this, actually. I've already done all I need to do. Oh well, we might as well freeze this and keep it for when we need to do something else. Yeah. There are a couple of good generatable monsters, but yeah, for now, we are getting our mochi back. Bink. So, back to the ranch we go. And into the Papa's Cup we go to get more money. So, I think I fed it a nuts oil, right? I don't even have... I need to sell this stuff, actually, so let me do that first. And then after this gold cup, I will probably go to A class so I can start unlocking things there. So... yeah. Let's get our couple of leaves and a couple of nuts oil and feed it just in case I forgot. And then let's enter this after saving, after buying everything. And we're good to go. We're also, again, I need to enter the meat because I think even if I did it, I mean, it's going to be good money, but I could be entering expeditions at this point. So either way, if they give up, that'll help me save time, thankfully, so yeah. Frame on roll assault. I also, oddly enough, for some reason I got really... well, but might as well be mashing, but... I looked into how the AI works. Oh, no. It always messes up the board like that, but... yeah. I've looked into how the AI kind of functions, even though for the most part, I mean, it follows what you would logically be able to assume based on, you know... based on, practical experience, but... you know, it always helps because that way you know the inner details of how it works, like how wait or move or execute commands work. But you know, also nice sale right after the week I bought everything. But you know what? I'll just take it where it comes. Also, we're still. Oh no, that's right. That's what I got for winning the tourney. So this pure gold is just gonna turn into a bunch of mint leaves and nuts oil. I should have actually had more nuts oil than mint leaves because, well, I need to, I'm going to be entering tourney, so, whoops. Also rip my prime phase, but again, I really didn't have a choice, so. Go, pull. Leap, actually should have been leap, but, yeah, we're fine, right? So, I should be leaping more, though. But at the same time, I need life for expeditions. I mean, not anymore, right? Because I've already... from what I've seen, I have more than enough energy during expeditions to visit everywhere I want to visit in one single run. So, yeah. Actually, I don't need any more life. So I should concentrate on leaping instead. If I want survivability. Even though I'm just going to roll assault and stand here for the rest of the... nope, it's just going to get one shot. Boom. Boo 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 boo. I mean, if we're looking for if a board cut into X's and O's, it helps if you win all your battles, but it's still based on the... I think if it's not 50-50, it's still random enough, so... I mean, you're just hoping you're playing bingo with the round robin, the round robin bracket here, which we did get perfect X's and O's. So yeah, cool. Boom, boom. Needed to get a drink. All right. Again, if for some reason you skipped over to this part, I don't have Gemini's pots because I accidentally sold the one that I had. I didn't grind for any because this is the main file where I only raised 2 monsters and I was concentrating on doing other stuff. So, whoopsie doopsie. Yeah, so another nuts oil here. And then the normal no rest training this month until the end where I change everything. But yeah, let's just pull enough where, well, yeah, we're going to pull one last time and then we're just going to leap for the rest of this Mochi's life pretty much. And then we should be fine, good to go. I mean, because all the rest of this Mochi's life is going to entail is maybe an errantry or two to try to unlock, only to unlock things. But after that, it will be expeditions and Elder Cups. So, yeah, so if anything else, this, I mean, technically we've reached the end of this Mochi's life because I'm just going to be, after this point, I'm going to be freezing and unfreezing it. So really, that's not, I mean, you could see what it happens, but literally, it's what I said. I'm going to freeze the Mochi, raise another monster, work on it. But when times I want, like if right before an expedition, right before October or June or February, I'm just going to pull the Mochi out. Right before the Elder Cup, I'll pull it out. Right before the Invitationals, where I can unlock monsters, I'll pull it out. I'll pull it out on the first of a week to do an errantry and maybe fight Bigfoot, all those things. But yeah, those are not things you need. I mean, it should be more than obvious enough that I'm doing what I'm doing. There's no surprises. The only surprises is if I plan to play any differently, which some people will do, and I will too. But it'll also be what we do with those monsters after we finished training them. Of course, that does mean you need to farm for resources, but, you know. So Gureb, is Gureb a different one? I can't remember. Arngra. What should be an ape? Question mark? But it's fine. Are we gonna... Please, I hope we win. Yay, Holly's monster. It's fine. Skill, speed... Hanger. Do, 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 boom, boom, boom. Roll assault, 69. Ah! I don't need to do roll assault, actually, but I want to. I want it! Give it to me! Oh my god, you're not gonna let me do it. You made me headbutt you. Why would you do this? See, if you didn't let me headbutt you, you actually would have won. Why would you do this to yourself? Okay, we did win. Good. Oh, Thanatos. The underwhelming chokers. No. Again, any competitive rancher would still mop the floor with me no matter what I make, but hey! Yeah, I mean, the fact is he lost, so we're not trying to meme as much, but hey! September. I could feed it a cup jelly, but I'm not that desperate for, I mean, I should be. It doesn't really hurt my Mochi too much, I think, but yeah, so we did finally get these, which means I could go to the shrine and see if any of them were these, but it's fine. I mean, if nothing else, I have my stream archives to look back and check, but September, October. Yeah, so this one I definitely need to enter the official. Yeah, that's right, because my energy lowers even more for whatever reason during that. So, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna light drill on the first week to kind of adjust. But then we are going to stick to the normal routine because we're gonna enter A class to sit in A class and unlock other stuff. Did I ever get the Dragon Tusk? I don't think I did I? Did I? It had to be in... Well, that's gonna be... It's gonna be interesting. I feel like maybe I did then, right? I would have to check my long... I'll do that later. No, because I have to decide now. Because my mochi is B rank, and it's only B rank. I'm going crazy in my mind. That said... You know what? We're still going to mint leaf here. Doesn't matter. Oh, that's right. I think I did... I think I used... I was looking at something on the side, so let me click like this for a moment. I can also right-click as well. Yeah. Well, it's too late now. I don't want to wait another year, so I'm just gonna keep moving on. Don't look back. I can believe in the path I've run. Why am I running again? Well, I'm gonna take this grade, so it doesn't matter. I'll take any grade. Unless it's a stat that I don't... Also, yeah, +1 to run, but obviously I'm not running as much, so... Big whoops. I should also eat a mango as well. Oh, well, I guess I can't. So it's fine. A mint leaf... I mean, it's not gonna... If I do a hard drill here, yeah, so... We're just gonna leap and just do whatever. Also, rip my intelligence. Because it's already near max. I don't know why. Why did I raise my intelligence so high if I was going to do this? Well, it's fine because I still have intelligence to get, but... Nonetheless, we're going to go into rank A so that we can get Durahan later, or if I end the stream earlier and I don't end up streaming this process again, just know that I'm entering A to get a Durahan. Again, with the lifespan of any lifespan above 350, yeah, it's over for the Legend Cup. No surprises. So, again. But again, this mochi is more for unlocking things. So, I had to bring up my chat again just in case someone said something. I don't have anything else with me to check on chat. If there's anything, so it is what it is. Yeah, so some of them might be giving up, which again would help me save time, but let's see here. Oof. So if everything goes the way that it's supposed to, yeah, tomorrow I just plan to release more videos, question mark. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, usually, again, streams are more the makeup, and funny enough, streams save me time. However, they're not the best things, because a stream is not a video that YouTube would like me to upload and have people join in. Unless, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. Unless someone can tell me right now, but yeah. I'll figure it out later. I also hope that I did a thing. So... Bum, 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 bum. Boom. So yeah, I gotta keep in mind. I keep trying to do multiple things, but that's because I'm still in the unlocking phase of both my saves. So yeah, even though I tell myself I'm just here to grind money, I'm only raising this monster to grind money. I end up being like, but what if I can fight Centaur? So I'm like, ooh. But anywho, right. So we do duelists here, and I think. I'm just going to, yeah, because I'm going to say no to Kavaro. I don't need any more gold peaches, and I've already have the old sheet, so I really don't need anything else, even if I were to get pure gold or pure silver from Pear. But, yeah, I don't need to visit there anymore. If nothing else, it would still be, what I would plan to do is just more Torals, because, whoa, sorry, I didn't have time to mute. Paradoxine, and pure gold and pure silver. So literally Torals is the money and Paradoxine. And then I have no other reasons to go to Korea. And then yeah, Pear only when I need gold peaches. So I can actually be a bit more efficient with this mochi here. So we're gonna feed you fish because your stress is shot down to 0. Then we're gonna feed you a nuts oil, and I think this is going to be the end of this stream. Again, I told you what my plan is. If nothing else, I'll unlock everything offhand. Maybe I'll record, but I'll see how well that works out. Again, it'll depend on what I look into. Also, my stream seems to be dying left and right, but again, I guess that's, and if nothing else, a sign that I should get out. I'll save in 3 slots just in case, you know, I'm